Hello Yankees fans, and fans of all teams really. It is officially postseason time. We've already seen a couple games go down today. Yankees play for the first time tomorrow, and the Yankees roster has finally been set. Now yesterday, over at Yankeeschick.com, which is everyone's homepage, I'm sure, don't deny it, I was discussing what I was referring to as the question marks on the Yankees roster, aka the people we need to worry about, namely the Rocket, because he's got the experience, but the last couple weeks just kept getting his start pushed back. He had the trouble with the elbow, the hamstring, everything all year. Makes me a little concerned. Moose, for obvious reasons. Before his last start, the previous 3 starts were really good, but then the previous 3 months before that were horrid. His last start of the season wasn't very good. Basically, any game he plays is going to be a nail-biter. The other 2, Matsui, because of injuries, not because he's not a great player that we can rely on, simply because that knee injury, where he just got the fluid drained out of it, that's great and all, he's probably just going to DH. But even if he's just DHing, it kind of makes you a little concerned if someone's not at 100%, do we even really want him in the lineup? So hopefully he'll be okay. And then last but not least, my friend and yours, Kyle Farnsworthless, who, you know, if he's on the roster, Torrey's going to use him because he's alive and breathing. So that's the bottom line there. He's on the roster, he's getting used. We just need to hope that it's, you know, not in the 9th inning ever, and that it's not with a close lead. That's the bottom line. That's all we can really hope for. So those are the question marks. Luckily, the question marks are far outnumbered by their punctuation counterparts, the exclamation points. And if that's not the best damn metaphor you've heard all day, I don't know what is. But the keys to their success is going to be, in no particular order, A-Rod, the pitching, and the youth. Let's start at the top with those. A-Rod, he's had a great year clutch-wise, no doubt about it. However, also no doubt about the fact that in the past he's had some issues in the postseason. I really think, though, that this year is going to be different. All of the 9th innings, all the heroics he's had, come from behind wins, a walk-off homer, breaking the tie in the 9th inning. I mean, he's performed way better in the clutch this year than any other year since he, came up from the minors. Bottom line, he has been clutch this year. So considering that, I'm thinking even if the pressure gets to him in the postseason and he, let's say, only does 50% of what he did during the regular season, that's still miles above what he did before. And even that, I think he's going to do a lot better than that. He really just seems to have a different outlook. Maybe Jim Fannin, the life coach, maybe he finally came through. Or maybe A-Rod ditched him for somebody else. Or maybe the little romp with the stripper really boosted his morale for the year. Now, the second thing on my list was pitching. And that almost probably sounds like it's a trick, like I'm making a joke or something. Because normally that sounds like that would be something that is at the tip of the top of the question mark list. However, let's reevaluate. We are in the postseason now, which basically means that we don't need to be waiting for people to eat up innings as much. It's a short schedule. We can, just put out the good guys over and over again. Java and Mo, the Java rules have been relaxed, if not out the window completely. So as far as 8th and 9th innings go, as far as, a close game, we're pretty much locked in. I mean, knock on wood, we're pretty good with Java and Mo. We've got then Pettit and Wong are able to start probably 3 games between the 2 of them for a 5-game series. And then the other 3, we can kind of rotate. We've got Moose, question mark, Rocket, a question mark, Hughes, a question mark just because he's so young. But between the 3 of them, I think we can put something together. And believe it or not, I'm feeling pretty good about the pitching situation. I know it's no CC Sabathia. I know it's no goddamn Josh Beckett. But you know what? I think I'm feeling a lot better about it than I would have, say, a month ago or even a few weeks ago. Now, the last one on my list was the youth, who I think we can pretty much attribute 80% of the team's success this year. Not just from the raw talent, like Cano and Melky having good years, Java obviously being a god, people like Kennedy and Hughes and Shelley Duncan with his fist-pumping excitement. But I think that the attitude that they bring about really boosts morale. I honestly and truly do. To look around the clubhouse and the dugout, out in the field this year, towards the end of the season, people were laughing, they were joking around. They no longer looked like they were, on their way to a funeral every game. And it's really good to see. And I mean, I think it's pretty obvious that the teams with a good attitude, that come riding in on good momentum, look at the Rockies in the last couple weeks of the season, look at the Phillies, attitude has a lot to do with teams winning games. obviously we're in the postseason now, and all the teams that we could potentially play, starting with the Indians, of course, are very talented. That's why they're in the postseason. So it comes down to a lot of basic things like who's playing the best as a team. And I think that the Yankees have shown that they're playing well as a team right now. It's very heartwarming to see, and I think that could really be the difference for the team. Now, tomorrow's game 1. Slightly nervous about those question marks. However, I'm feeling good. Tomorrow is going to set the tone for the series, and I'll tell you what, fingers crossed.